How's it? Today is March 16th. It's Monday. And in light of all of the coronavirus things, my training was shifted because I'm actually flying home on Wednesday. So that happened. And then there was also a shelter in place mandate that was put in place in like the entire Bay Area. So basically, tomorrow everything is just going to close. Every non-essential business is going to close. So that includes the gym. And so, because my squats are more important than the snatches in this phase of my training, I ended up just doing the squats instead of snatching. So, yeah, I'm actually really happy that I was able to do the squats today because I think I would have had to postpone it for the whole week, depending on how my situation is at home. But in any case, today was a 5x5. I felt terrible warming up, so I did a million warm up sets. I'm not sure if it was my technique. I like if it was entirely my technique, but I know that my hip was really, really, really sore. And you can see there, I'm trying to grab it and stretch it. But it just did not feel good getting to depth at any weight. So before hitting my top weight, I wanted to do as many reps as I could leading up. And then my technique started to kind of settle into something. It wasn't necessarily the best movement that I could do, but it turned out okay. I've been trying to keep my knees forward again, right? But I've been also trying to sit back a little bit so that I can get good quad loading, but that just hasn't been happening very well lately. I think it's a function of me not doing my tempo squats because as far as the tempo squats go, that was what was pushing my technique to be more closer to perfect. I mean, obviously it's not going to be perfect, but closer than it is now. So here's my first set. Last week I did 325, and I did that weird thing where the first set was a set of four, and then I did actual 5 sets after that. So a total of 6 working sets. And it was impossibly hard last week, so I didn't want to go to 335. So instead I chose the thing right in between, which was 330. And I think kind of being in a new environment, my speed on the way down was a lot faster than I wanted it to be, and the bar whips a lot more than I expected it to. I mean, it doesn't whip that much, but I could definitely feel the difference. Um, yeah, the sets don't really get better. Spoiler alert. I ended up doing that 6 set thing again today. This time it wasn't on the first set where I did four. It was like the third set, I think, where I did four. So I did a total of the sets go 5-5-4, 5-5-5. I've been trying to lean more forward at the top, so that I could get good foot pressure on the ground. Because if I get sat on my heels, then my hips kind of shoot out of the hole, and that's what's giving me most of my issues. Yeah, you can tell how hard I'm trying. All of these sets are really, really difficult. Yeah, here we go. So this is the set of four. Here we go. I kind of just dip dived, dove into the hole, and then my hips shoot out of the hole, and then I get out of position as far as where my knees go. Yeah, and then my lower back curls there, and I'm like, no, there's no way I'm gonna do 5. After that one, Chris, you can see him in the video there. He was telling me, I told him what my problem is, and he gave me a cue to break at the hip. I was breaking at the hip for some of the reps, but a lot of them, it wasn't something I was thinking about. So when I started thinking about it, it grew a lot more consistent. So when I was able to do the remaining sets, I mean, it's still hard, but the consistency is moving in the right direction. Yeah, I want to maintain my knees forward, but break at the hip. So kind of slightly backwards from what I was thinking about before. Oh, dear Lord. And then I do. So that was my 4th set overall, but only my 3rd set of 5. So I have to do 2 more to complete the entire workout. You can see there, I break at the hip a lot more, so I get good forward lean, break hip, forward lean, push. So my back angle stays more or less the same. Yeah, so that was already easier than the last set, which, it shouldn't be necessarily so much easier because it's accumulated reps over time that is what's making me tired. Not the worst grinder. And then here's my final set. This is the one I sent to Steve. I'm really proud of kind of me just sticking with it, because when I was warming up, these felt absolutely horrendous. And my knees do cave in a little there, but I don't think it's nearly as bad as it used to be. And I figured out ways to fix it without thinking about just pushing my knees out, like as far as fundamental mechanics go. Yeah, that was a pretty good grinder, positionally for my hips. Again, super happy with that. And then I moved into barbell Bulgarian split squats. The setup there was kind of weird because they don't have benches that you can move to the platform, so I wasn't sure how high I should go. So I ended up using this plyo soft box, which this is my first set, so I wasn't really sure how it would behave, but you can see it's kind of squishing, and I wasn't prepared for that. But 130 is more than 125. I did some back extensions. I know the program says weighted 5 sets of 10, but the back extension machine here is not the same as school. So I didn't want to push weights and risk getting hurt. And then I ended up with some box jumps. So I didn't do pull-ups and I didn't do banded hamstring curls, kind of because I just ran out of time. The boys were getting hungry, so we're like, okay, we should probably just go. And that's it there.